Hello guys, back with another one on Chuck the Football TV. How you guys doing today? And today we're going to be talking about Phil Foden. Is Phil Foden a one season wonder? That is what we'll be talking about today, and I'll be giving my honest opinion as usual. So as long as you're here, ride with me. Um so yeah, is Phil Foden a one season wonder? Hmm, that's a question to ponder on by itself. Well, from his performances last season and his performances this season, there's a huge difference. It's incredible how good he was last season compared to this season. He's been horrible this season, and I'm I'm not the type of person, or I'm not the type of football fan to disregard a player's current performance or performances just because he's not doing well, especially if that player has consistently done well, which Phil Foden has, to be fair. We can look back at from 2000, and I'll go as back as I'll say maybe 2017, 18, when he was coming up, when he was still, coming coming in from the bench, and here and there he would play. He wasn't getting much game time. He would play like in the Carling Cup and things like that, because David Silva was, at his peak at that time, and he was the one playing that position. So Phil Foden was the understudy. He was, everybody knew that, okay, this is the next stop. I even remember at that time, I I remember I was talking to one of my friends, and but we were having a debate, and I was saying Phil Foden should leave City, because he was one of those players that were coming up. Everybody knew that he had, he was gifted, he had talent, but he wasn't just getting much playing time. And I remember Pep will always say, when Pep will be asked during press press conferences, Pep will always say uh, he's going to get his time. He should just be patient. And a lot of times we've heard these things when coaches are like, be patient, be patient, be patient. Sometimes it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We can list a couple players that everybody saw. When they were young, everybody saw that they had talent, and they had to leave a particular club for them to grow, or for them to develop. I can list a few players like Paul Pogba. I remember when he was coming up at Manchester United, his name was ringing bells. Anytime he would get the opportunity to play, everybody could see the raw talents there, but he wasn't just getting enough opportunity. And he had to leave Manchester United to Juventus for him to develop and become who he ended up becoming in the game. We can say, who else can we say? Who else can we say? Who else can we say? We can say even Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer. I'm sure a lot of people. I remember when I would see Cole Palmer play for City. I was like, man, this guy has talent. But imagine if Cole Palmer waited at Manchester City. Would he have gotten as much playing time as he is getting now in Chelsea? I don't think so. Would he would he had been the linchpin of City? I don't think so. So sometimes players need to go elsewhere to develop. We even see that with Martin Odegaard. Um, at Real Madrid, he was known as a child prodigy, but look at his journey. Look at how many clubs he went to before he's found himself now at Arsenal. And even I remember his first stint at Arsenal, he did really well. Then he went back to Real Madrid and he was benched. then ended up coming back to Arsenal, and now he's the captain and things like that. So a young player staying in a big club and thriving in that big club is a thing to commend. It doesn't happen for everybody, especially when you're at a big club. So I say that to give Phil Foden his props for being that young player that waited for his opportunity at Manchester City. However, let me speak about his success of last season. So when you look at Phil Foden's stats for last season, 2023, 2024, and remember he won the PFA Player of the Year in the Prem, which is not a small thing. He was on fire. He was on fire last season. And his stats, what was his stats in the Premier League? For the 2023-2024 season in the Premier League, he played 35 matches. He scored 19 goals and he had 8 assists. 35 matches, 19 goals, 8 assists as a midfielder. That's incredible. That is incredible, And the Champions League last season, he played 8 matches, 5 goals, 3 assists. Incredible. Incredible. His stats were incredible last season. But what has happened to him this season? I think he's been a shell of himself this season, especially from the Euros. Playing for England, he didn't just perform. He truly did not just perform. And when you look at that Southgate team, Southgate even tweaked the team, did everything possible to usher in a performance from Phil Foden. And Phil Foden was horrible during the Euros. He was horrible. They put him in number 10. He didn't perform. I remember at the time they put him at left wing. He still didn't perform. So from that Euros already, people already had question marks like, is this guy really, especially coming from the season he had for City, it was like, is this the same Phil Foden? Like, is he that player that can only perform in a particular setup? Is he one-dimensional? Is he that player that can only perform under a particular type of system? And that system is a system that retains possession. Because as long as City, from last season, you can see that most games, City dominates possession. And when you have the ball 95% of the time, you are bound to perform. Because City, that's how City play. They dominate possession, and even when they lose possession, they get the ball. Because they're very good at pressing, they get the ball back really quick. So, is Phil Foden a player that can only perform when his team is dominating in possession? Because that is not the same type of system England play. England don't play predominantly a possession-based way of play. So with the ball, he's fantastic, but without the ball, he's been underwhelming. And we can see this season, especially these past few games, the past 10 games, City have really fallen off. They've lost more games than usual, which is very unlike City, because for years we haven't seen this. So his stats for this season: 10 games, 0 goals in the Premier League, 1 assist. So in the Premier League for the 2024-2025 season, Phil Foden has played 10 games, 0 goals, 1 assist. How about the Champions League? Funny enough, he's doing well in the Champions League when you look at it. For this season, he's played 5 matches, he scored 3 goals, and he has 1 assist. So basically, 4 goal contributions in 5 games in the Champions League, which is very good, which is very very good, which is still very good. But in the Premier League, in which he was the best player last season, he played 10 matches, 0 goals. Oh, he has played 10 matches, 0 goals, 1 assist. So he's been really underwhelming this season. Really, really underwhelming this season. Um, should his position be changed? Should he be benched? What do you think? What is your opinion? I think he's low on confidence. I think um, when I see him play, I still think he tries his best. He's still playing. He's still a very talented player. He's still a very gifted player. But something is not just clicking. Maybe it's the other pairings that are with him in that midfield, with Gundogan, now Rico Lewis. Those pairings, maybe they're not as fit, and he has to do more defensive work, in the sense whereby when they would usually have um, a Kevin De Bruyne and a Rodri, he makes Phil Foden more free. He doesn't have to do much defensive work because he has a Rodri there. He has players that can get the ball back and retain the ball. So his job was mostly to orchestrate and to attack. But now that Rodri has been injured for the better half of this season, and in that midfield, there's not much legs there. I feel like he has to do more chasing after the ball, more of the hard graft, which is not really his game. So what do you think? What do you think? I would like if you can comment and just give me your opinion. What do you think? Do you see him coming back to his best, or do you see it going downhill from here? I would like to know your opinions. And that's about it. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Till next time.